Welcome back, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Young, your favorite teacher from room 17 with our next exciting video. Today, we're going to be learning to subtract large numbers using regrouping. Here is our I can statement. I can subtract large numbers using regrouping. We're going to do a subtraction problem here, and I've got some trivia for you. I know how much you liked algorithm last time, so I've got some other big words for you. Did you know that there are names for these numbers in a subtraction problem? I bet mom and dad didn't even know that these had names. The first number that you subtract is called the minuend. You can say that with me. The minuend. The second number that you subtract is called a subtrahend. A subtrahend. So let's say those again. A minuend and a subtrahend. Now, this one I bet you know. The answer to a subtraction problem is called what? It's called the difference. So I've got an easy subtraction problem here. 6 minus 1 is 5. 8 minus 2 is 6. So the 86 is called the minuend. The 21 is called the subtrahend. And the answer is called the difference. I don't know if you're ever going to need to know those. Maybe if you're playing a game, a trivia game. But hey, they're pretty cool words to say. So now you know. Okay, boys and girls, let's get our brains just warmed up and do some subtraction problems. We haven't been doing subtraction, we've only been doing addition. So get your paper and pencil and write this problem down with me. It's going to be really important. Excuse me. It's going to be really important that you line your digits up in columns. So you want to make sure that you have your digits lined up right on top of each other, or we can get our answer confused easily. So I've kind of separated my columns between my ones and my tens. If you want the right answer, you always have to start here in the ones column, because if you start it in the tens column, you're going to get messed up. So always start on the right. So I always say if you want the right answer, start on the right. So say that with me. If you want the right answer, you start on the right. One more time. If you want the right answer, you start on the right. Good job. Okay, so here I have 9, and I'm going to subtract 3 from it. If I have 9, can I give you 3? Sure I can. So I'm going to take 9 minus 3, and that is going to be 6. You could do 9, 8, 7, 6 if you needed to make tallies, or if you needed to count dots. If you need to count on your fingers, that's okay for right now. Okay, so I have 6, and then I roll over to the next column, and I'm going to do 4 minus 2. If I have 4, I can give you 2. So then I'm going to have 26 left. I can check my answer. This is really important with subtraction, boys and girls. You can always check your answer to make sure that you're right. I do that by adding my answer and the last number together, and that should give me this number on top. So if I do 23 plus 26, 6 plus 3 is 9, 2 plus 2 is 4, this number and this number match, so that means my answer is correct. Okay, let's try some harder problems. So we're going to do 45 minus 17. I broke out some Pleasant Hill purple. I like that. Okay, so make sure you have your digits lined up. Divide your columns. Okay, what did I say? If you want the right answer, you start on the right. So we're going to start over here in the ones. I'm always going to check to see if my bottom number is bigger. If my bottom is bigger, then I can't do this problem. So hold up 5 fingers. Can you give me 7? Can you give me 7? No, you only have 5. I don't have enough. I don't have enough ones. Right now, I only have 5 ones, and I have to have at least 7. So we're going to have to regroup. When we do that, we're going to go next door to the tens column, Right now I have 4 tens. I'm going to take a tens bar from the tens column, and I'm going to take it and break it up into ones, and I'm going to give it to the ones column. So if I take a tens bar from the tens column, I have 4. If I take one, how many am I going to have left? I'm going to have 3 left. I'm going to take that tens bar, so there are 10 ones in a tens bar, and I'm going to give it to the ones. So if I have 10 ones plus the 5 that are here, I'm then going to have 15 ones. Now, if I have 15, I can give you 7. So I'm going to do 15 minus 7, which is 8. And I'm going to do 3 minus 1, which is 2. I'm going to check to make sure my answer is right, so I'm going to add to check. 28 plus 17. 8 plus 7 is 15. I'm going to regroup. I have 2 plus 2, which is 4. So this answer and this answer match, so I am correct. Okay, let's walk through one more problem together, a smaller one. 84 minus 16. Go ahead and write that down. Make sure your numbers are lined up or you will have a problem if they aren't. I start on the right and I check to see if my bottom is bigger. Is my bottom bigger? My bottom number is a 6. My top number in the ones column is a 4. So then my bottom is bigger, so I'm going to have to go get more ones. I don't have enough. So I'm going to go to the tens column. I have 8 ones there. I'm going to take a tens bar. So now I have 7 tens instead of 8. I'm going to take that tens bar and I'm going to lay it down right next to the 4 ones I have. So now I have 14 ones. 14 minus 6 is 8. And 7 minus 1 is 6. Go ahead and add that problem to check to see if we got it right. I added mine to check. It looks like we got the right answer. Good job. Okay, write these problems down and go ahead and do them yourself and then come back to check. You can add to check to make sure that you have your answer correct. Don't forget to start on the right and ask yourself, is the bottom bigger every single time? That will tell you whether you need to regroup or not. Pause the video and then come back to check. All right, here are the answers. You can notice that I put the green check mark next to my bottom number because that's my way of making sure that I have checked to see if the bottom was bigger. Okay, I hope you're ready to do some harder problems. Here, let's do this one. Helps if I have a pen and not the pointer. 641 minus 236. Make sure your digits are lined up. Draw those lines so that you make sure they are. Okay, this operates the exact same way, only we're going to have to check each column to see if the bottom is bigger. So I'm going to look here at the first column, and I have a 6 on the bottom and a 1 on top, so the bottom is definitely bigger. So I'm going to have to go next door and take from the tens so that I can give it to the ones. So I'm going to take from the 4 tens, and if I'm taking from it, it's always getting smaller. So this is going to be a 3. I'm going to take that tens bar and I'm going to lay it down next to the ones that I already have. So I have 11 ones now. 11 minus 6 is 5. Then I move to the next column. I'm going to check to see if the bottom is bigger. It's 3 and 3. I have to check each time because that tells me whether I need to regroup or not. 3 minus 3 is 0. I check. If my bottom is bigger in the last column, then I have a problem because I've probably written my problem incorrectly and I've written my larger number on the bottom. So typically whatever the last column is, your bottom shouldn't be bigger. Okay, so 6 minus 2 is 4. So my answer is 405. You could add to check to make sure you're right. Let's do another problem. Okay, go ahead and write this problem down so that we can work on subtracting it. So remember, I'm going to start on the right and I'm going to check to see if my bottom is bigger. Is 2 larger than 6? Nope. So I'm just going to subtract. It's an easy street. I'm just going to subtract. 6 minus 2 is 4. I'm going to move over to the tens column and look to see if the bottom is bigger. Is 6 bigger than 1? It absolutely is. So I'm going to have to go to the hundreds column. I'm going to have to take 100. So if I'm taking from the 4 I have, I'm going to have 3 left. I'm going to take that hundreds flat. I'm going to break it up into tens bars to give to the tens column. So instead of 1 tens bar, now I have 11 tens bars. And I'm going to subtract 11 minus 6, which is 5. And then I'm going to move over to the hundreds. 3 minus 2 is 1. So you can see in this problem, I didn't have to regroup in the ones column at all. It was easy street. But I did have to regroup in the tens column. So that's why it's so important that in every single column you check to see if the bottom is bigger. Because sometimes you'll have an easy street and then you'll have to borrow. So don't get ahead of yourself and think, oh, I didn't have to borrow here, so I don't have to borrow at all. Okay, good job on that problem. Okay, write this one down. 572 minus 193. We're going to start over here at the ones column. We're going to check to see if the bottom is bigger. It is this time, so I'm going to go next door. The 7 is going to become a 6 because I'm taking that tens bar and I'm breaking it up into ones and I'm giving it to the ones column. So I have 12 minus 3 is 9. I'm going to go next door and look, this bottom is bigger too. So I'm going to have to regroup again. This becomes a 4, this becomes a 16. 16 minus 9, I can use that magic 9, which tells me that this number is going to bump up 1. So the answer is 7. And then I'm going to move over here. 4 minus 1 is 3. And I can add to check to make sure my answer is correct. All right, we're almost done. I know you're having too much fun. You don't want to stop. So here's some more problems for you to practice. Go ahead and write these down on your paper, pause the video, and come back to check. Good luck. I know that you know how to do it. Start on the right. Make sure the bottom isn't bigger. All right, here are all the answers. I really hope you got all those problems right. If you're having some trouble, then have mom or dad write you some more problems so that you can practice some more. I am so looking forward to digging deeper into subtraction with you because it's such an important skill. This just brings us to the end of the video. So I'm going to start ending in a different way. I'm either going to have a did you know interesting fact or a joke or a would you rather scenario. So today I have a couple interesting facts for you. Did you know that lemons have more sugar than strawberries? I think that's pretty weird. So I can't wait to see you the next time and we'll do some more subtracting.